Okay, here is yet another Might and Magic 6 playthrough.
3DO.
One of the better computer role-playing games made ever. See a John Van Kennegam production. We'll see that name again. Let's start out and create a party. I'm actually creating a party based on the ones I used in my playthrough of Baldur's Gate, which I blogged about. You can read that at pshaw.wordpress.com if you're interested. Shaw with a P. We've got the classic 4-character party. Sorcerer, Archer. There's an Archer instead of a Rogue. In Baldur's Gate, anyone is a Rogue Thief, of course. So Archer in this game is a hybrid of a Knight and a Sorcerer. And I gave her the Disarm, Trap, and Perception skills to make her more thief-like. Actually, it's kind of fitting too because in Baldur's Gate, anyone has high enough intelligence to multi-class her into a mage. And then the cleric, of course, is Branwen. And the last character is a fighter, Kagan, or Kagan as I prefer to call him. So I made a mistake there. Have some interesting choices when you're creating characters. Can customize them to what you want. You get 50 points to spread amongst them, or I suppose you could put them all in one character if you prefer. Then you pick a couple of skills. In Baldur's Gate, Kagan is a dwarf, but in this game there are no dwarves or elves or halflings. It's all human. Also in this game, a knight is not the same as a paladin. A knight is a fighter in Might Magic. A paladin is a hybrid of cleric and knight. And the druid is a hybrid of sorcerer and cleric. So you start out automatically having a quest on your logs. If you look on those 4 brown books there and you click on the one with the feather, it tells you that you have a quest to deliver a letter or show a letter to some fellow in this town of New Sorvigal. Alright, you see that? The widow wheat berries, those, if you munch on them, they can heal you a little bit, but if you squeeze them into the bottle and make a cure wounds potion, it heals a little bit more. Just arrange the inventory here a little bit. Your spellcasters, they have to buy these tomes and read them to learn the spells. And that's the letter that the quest mentioned. If you hover it over the character and right click, it gives you this big long thing. I don't really feel like reading it right now. Here I am. The Ferna root is the blue, and that when you squeeze it into the bottle, it makes a magical spell restoration. You can regain spell points. Yes, it's this kind of magic system, as opposed to the so-called Vancian system of Baldur's Gate. Ideally, you want to get all 4 characters trained in the bow skill as soon as possible. Right now we're going to complete the first quest. And there he is. Fat guy. Showing the letter, he gives you 1,000 gold. You can ask him for another quest, and he wants to send you back into the abandoned temple of Ba to retrieve a candelabra. Actually, I don't think we'll actually gauge any fights during this first part. You don't need to.
How are you?
So you can go up to the peasants, you see them wandering around, and you talk to them. And she doesn't want to talk to me. You can get them to talk if you beg, threaten, or bribe. if you do any of those three, you take a hit to your reputation.
How are you?
Go up here, same thing.
How are you?
Talk to this guy. Alright, he'll actually talk to me. You can ask him about a couple of things, and you see in the middle of those three options, join. Click on that and you can ask the character to join your party. You can hire up to 2 followers. They don't fight, but they do grant bonuses. This fellow's a banker, so he will give you a 20% bonus to your gold, but he gets 10% of whatever you find. Sounds very mafia-like to me. So you can go up to each person and talk to them individually. You can do what I'm doing now, which is hover the cursor over the walking peasant and right click, and then it tells you their name and profession. Makes it much easier. If you haven't noticed, I'm looking in for somebody in particular, and there she is, Terry the Gatemaster. This game is much easier if you have a Gatemaster in your party. And she's willing to talk to me. That's unusual. Usually they're like, I'm not talking to you. You have a bad reputation. If you click on join with Terry here, see that she requires 2,000 gold to join your party. And then a certain percentage of whatever you find. Totally worth it. The only problem is right now, Balin and company does not have 2,000 gold. So, it will wander over here. There are some goblins up on top of that brown building you see at the right, but we're going to avoid them for the present. And walk over here to this chest, or this box.
I don't know.
Gather all these things.
Aha! 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 Ah!
Weapons and armor, and a little bit of gold. And head back over here. We'll go to the shops and sell some of this off and try to raise enough cash to hire Terry. This is interesting too. If you notice, Balin has a luck score of 11, M1 is 7, Brandon is 14, Kagan is 9. I did not put any points in luck during characterization because you can click on this well and get a +2 bonus to luck for the characters. The game really incentivizes you exploring, clicking on everything, see what happens. Notice everybody's luck went up. Come back around here. See, there's a horseshoe. So what are they good for? Well, they give you free skill points. One of the important parts of crafting your characters is developing their skills. Skills, in a sense, are more important than their abilities. The magic is tied off of it. Being able to interact with people or to fight is tied off skills.
Looking for a weapon?
We'll sell our weapons here. We discovered.
Come again.
And then come over here to the armor shop and sell the armor. A couple of pieces of leather armor.
Come back soon.
And then make our way back around the corner to the curiosity shop, I guess you'd call it. Sell some miscellany, rings and things. But we still do not have our 2,000 gold that we need.
Thanks. Come again.
So these rings that I put on the characters, Brandwin, and they have their magical rings. They give bonuses.
I hope you find anything.
To sell those.
Thanks.
It's totally worth it though. Gave a +2 bonus to fire resistance, I believe. Sell that, and we've raised enough money.
Thanks. Come again.
What's so important about a Gatemaster? The Gatemaster casts a spell. She casts one spell. She can only cast it once a day, but it's
How are you?
really useful. It's called the Town Portal. And your characters can learn this spell, but they're not going to be nearly as proficient in casting it as this follower that I just hired. So now we come to this Easter egg part of the game. Come to this building. This is the bank. go to the side that's on this side, and you find a scroll hidden in the stonework. This is a scroll of fly. Cast the fly spell. You come around here to this side of the Buccaneer's lair. I'll show you what happens when you, because this takes you to a part of the game that's, so you notice I saved it, that your characters are not supposed to get to until they're much higher level. But you click on here, and you go to the secret passage to dragons. And that was quick.
Okay.
Now it starts you over. You don't die permanently if you get killed like that, but you notice that I lost my follower and I lost all my gold, which I don't want after spending all that time wandering around finding her and then digging up enough money. So we'll reload here, show you how it's supposed to be done. Once you get through the portal, you immediately run straight for the left wall of that little, right there, and you click in there and you find the secret area. This is actually an Easter egg area. It's supposed to be a replica of the 3DO offices. And you can look at people. You can't interact with them as you can with regular peasants. But you can, all the peasants are named after people who work there, or nearly all of them are, at the time. These are the offices, and you look, nobody in there. Going to this lady's office. See who she is, and then you see that white box, you start clicking on that. I don't know if this was the medicine cabinet, the first aid kit, or if it was her lunch. Alright, that's all of those, and I pick up this crown on the floor. And you can look in the offices and just see who there are, who's there. This would be the cubicle area where all the, I suppose, the grunts who program the game. Although, perhaps not. I didn't work there. Just guessing, trying to guess what these areas were in the real offices of 3DO. In any case, you come here, it's kind of neat to see all the names of the people who work there, but there are things you can do. We'll start here. This, I presume, was the receptionist area. NWC employee, that's New World Computing employee. There's only one of them in this area. I think that was the receptionist. You click on that box and you get these complimentary capes, which add to your armor class, Phantom Capes. So you look, Balin's armor class is 2. Throw that on there, now it's 5. Not nearly as impressive as Kagan's will be. It's nice, I like how they did the avatars where you put, dress them up.
I don't know.
There's a belt, it's gold. Bookcase, some more Fernaroot, a couple of weapons. Don't need a club though. Go across the hall here into this big room. I'm not sure what this was, or who these people were, you know, what they were up to in this room. Interface in this game is quite intuitive. Left click or right click on something. You found a nice suit of chainmail. Give that to Kagan. This is the only one that can wear it right now. There's a place in the Castle Iron Fist area that you can train your characters. Still don't need a club. This room here is interesting. I don't know if this is the supervisor's room or what. It's got a window they can look out. And you go in here and you have this treasure box, and see, you click on it and you get 500 gold each time you click, up to 10,000 gold, and it stops. I don't know if that was supposed to be the petty cash drawer or what, or if that guy in that office was really all the money. Ah, and here we go. John Van Canegum. Blue Goblin. Producer of the game, shows what the programmers thought of him, I suppose. This is the first fight. I kind of show you what two ways of the fight. One, you can pause it like I'm doing now, or you can keep it in real time. This is one of the techniques. You back down a hall while firing your bows at him, or you can hit pause and make it a turn-based combat. I prefer the second way. Gives you more time to strategize, time to react. Your spellcasters can pick readied spells, like for Balin just now I picked Cold Beam.
Okay.
And Ren will get Spirit Arrow. You click on the spell and click on that little hand icon at the bottom. You hit S, it automatically casts it. So, old Johnny's at half life right now. I wonder what he's doing now. Oh, that's right, he's lying dead on the floor. Alright, we'll go back over here. So you can visit all these offices, but mainly it's just seeing names. Much more Easter eggy, I guess you would say. We'll go back through here. Back up to these two rooms. We're going to get to that room in a second. That's the break room. And this, I don't know if this was the lost and found or just like a storage closet or what, but you have some gold and a couple of items. Two bows, long bows.
I don't know. I don't know.
So we'll go ahead and give those, and then a cloak. Balin has the identify skill, but he can't identify things if they're too high level for him. I'm going to trade the longbows out for the crossbows. In this game the longbow is a little bit better. You see the crossbow has a damage of 4d2, while longbow has a damage of 5d2.
I don't know.
It's not much, but every little bit, any little advantage you can get. Now we'll go here. This is obviously the break room. That black cabinet, and there's a brown cabinet, and there's a counter there. You see the table behind where the characters are. This was the pantry, or it could be the refrigerator. You click on it and you get food. Sometimes you get bad food. This one says potions for sale, and you spend a little money each time you click on that white box. So, which is why I presumed that this was the Coke machine in the real offices. So I am one of the entertaining little sub games, I guess, that has gameplay implications is the alchemy part of the game. These potions can be mixed and matched to create other potions. So you see, and then there's the Ferna root, there's the Poppy Snaps, creates the yellow energy potion, and the Widowwheat berries creates the Cure Wounds potion. So you mix a yellow potion with a blue potion.
Success.
Get a green potion. Yellow and blue make green. This is easy. And that gives you a potion of resistance. This will add 10 to your resistance stats. So you can mix yellow and red, make orange, of course, and that gives you bonus. If you can't remember them, you can go to that. Actually, the book with the feather is the notes on different things, but I'll never remember what you know, what kind of potion does blue and green make, blue and red make. But once you mix it, then it automatically records it in that. So you notice that I mixed the blue potion with the green potion, and that gives you a potion of super resistance. Instead of adding just 10 to your resistance stats, it adds 20. You add yellow to the green, and it gives you a potion, a different kind of white potion. Then you mix the colored potions with the white potions, and it gives you black potions. And those will give you benefits, but also incur some penalty. For example, a potion of might will permanently increase your might score by 15 points, but it permanently decreases your intelligence score by 5 points. Right now, though, I'm just collecting as many potions as I can. It gives you mainly red ones, I've noticed. I want to make sure I have a potion of super resistance for each character and a potion of armor for each character. Armor is red and yellow, or orange potion. Would be the armor potion. In Might and Magic 7, which I also owned, I didn't do nearly as much with Might and Magic 7 as I played the snot out of this game. Never did complete it. Anyway, in Might and Magic 7, you can do this alchemy bit, but your characters actually have to have an alchemy skill trained to do it, which I did not appreciate. But oh well.
It worked.
So see, I created the orange juice, which is armor.
It worked. Success. Success.
You'll see why I'm doing this
Success. It worked. Success.
in just a few minutes.
It worked.
So make sure everybody has one white, one orange. The white, of course, being super resistance. And one thing I forgot to do when I was fighting Mr. Van Cannigan is to go into his office here. As soon as you walk in, you notice that all the characters, they make a face. They're all afraid. I really don't think that the programmers liked this guy. But you notice that their abilities there, and on the bottom right hand of that character sheet, you see their resistances. They're all fairly low because they're low level characters. But you click on that white box there, and you see that it increased them to maximum amounts. Since it's green, you know it's temporary. It's not permanent, but this would be really helpful in this next trick I'm about to do, because there's one more thing that you need to do when you go to this. Oh, first let's check these two. Can you guess what these two places are? That's right, it's the bathroom. Wish I found 96 gold every time I went into the bathroom. There's the ladies' restroom. Some more gold. Of course, I'd wash it off first. Alright, so you go back out here. There's one thing. Oh, if you have less than 10,000 before you leave the Easter egg area, make sure you go back to that treasure box and get up to 10,000. It'll give you as much as you want, up to 10,000. So we're topped out on our gold. We're ready to leave this place. But first, we need to touch this stone just outside this door. Just notice I'm having everybody drink their red potions to get their health up. Their health is low because they had all their stats maxed out. I'm going to spend a minute or two getting this up. This is all very calculated. You'll see why. We're going back out where those dragons are, and they're going to be flinging all sorts of fireballs and ice balls and electrical balls. at the characters, and so you want to have them at full health and as much protection as you can give them. Because there's a stone, it's like an obelisk thing or a pillar, and if you touch it, your characters gain a permanent 20-point bonus to all their abilities and all their resistances. I think we're all full up. So you want to save the game before you try this, because you can have one or more characters die if you're not quick about it. And each character needs to touch the pillar to get the bonus. So notice the super resistance gives you a 20-point bonus to your resistances. It's called thinking outside the box. Another reason this game really incentivizes you to think and be creative about your solutions. Alright, there, I'm saving it because we're about to go out. Touch, 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 touch. Now get out of there. Haha. Made it. Uh-oh, Kagan's armor got broken. When it's red like that, it means it's broken. I saw that somebody else had something broken.
I don't know.
It's
I don't
Valen's
know.
belt there. I'm trying to get Kagan to repair it, but I forgot I did not get him the repair skill. You get that when you go to Castle Iron Fist. So anyway, the only way to get out of here is to just walk out there and get smashed by the dragons. Unless you have a gate master. This is why it was so important that I find one. Sometimes it's difficult. You have to go back and forth between Iron Fist and New Sorpal to get it. She can cast this spell and you can go to any of these towns here. We'll go back to the first one. Because I think the characters have earned a little bit of respite after their adventure. They're still level 1, but they have quite a bit of advantage over where they were just a few minutes ago. Notice all the resistances are up to permanent. You got a permanent 20 to the resistances. The little slash marks, the one on the right for each of your abilities and resistances is the permanent one, and the one on the left is the one that can change. Sell some of our loot here,
See ya,
or see if oh, he can't repair it.
How rude.
That's because he's the weapons guy, not the armor guy. I'm looking here again. Right now, instead of looking for another gate master, I'm looking for an instructor. Instructor is the other follower that you really want because they add a bonus to your to the experience points you gain. You kill a goblin, instead of getting 100, you get 115. Or whatever it is. I don't know what the experience points for killing the goblin is. Another useful thing to do is if you need to get to a certain time, like this Buccaneer's Lair doesn't open until 6 p.m. but it was 4, so you can just click on that little tent icon and rest for an hour or for 5 minutes at a time until you get to the time that you want. So if you wake up in the morning and you want to go to the town hall,
Thank you.
you go into these houses.
How are you?
And
Thank you.
you notice that the Buccaneer's Lair wouldn't let me in because I'm not a member, but you can go into these houses and find people that
Thank
sell you memberships.
How are you?
Anyway, so if you need to get to a certain time, like the town hall
How
doesn't
are
open
ya?
until 10 a.m.
Thank you.
So you can sit outside and hit the wait an hour button 4 times. Now that we are members of the Buccaneers Guild, we can go in there and train on a couple of things. Still looking for an instructor.
Well, look who's here. Wouldn't be without it. Wouldn't be without
Alright, Alright, so now we will learn the merchant skill. Balin will learn that. That when he talks to storekeepers, and he sells things for higher than he otherwise would have, and he buys things for lower price than he otherwise would have. This fountain increases or replenishes the spell points of the characters. The one in the center replenishes health points, and the other one gives you a temporary bonus to might of 10 points. Anyway, that's the first part. I think we'll cut it off there and pick it up. We'll see how to get to level 3 without having to fight. Thanks for watching.